So the genesis for this whole second act of the show tonight was a tweet that was shared by the film studio A24. The tweet entreated followers of A24 to ask them, if you could make a movie based on one tweet, what would that movie be? So if anyone in the audience tonight actually does work for A24, congratulations, you've paid for the privilege of hearing our pitch. So when we saw this tweet, we instantly knew there is only one tweet that we could possibly make a movie about, and that tweet is the Jennifer Rubin, in response to Governor Andrew Cuomo's sharing of Sunday dinner Cuomo style, Jennifer Rubin's reply, in quotation, the boyfriend looks nice, and girls seem to have eaten their spaghetti and meatballs, exclamation point.
They do seem to have eaten the spaghetti and meatballs. It's true.
One of the best posts of all time, because there's no even good straightforward meaning of it. So you have to start digging into okay, is this entendre? Is she saying oh, look at your daughter's tits, they're eating their pasta? I mean, what's going on here?
I mean, you pointed this out when we did this in Buffalo, but for me, it's the boyfriend in quotation marks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that part is oh, she's saying oh, did he just fuck you and then leave?
So anyway,
I will take this moment because I make the slideshows to say story by credit, Chris Wade, because this is my proposal. So if any of you guys are in WGA East, talk to your bosses / frenemies in WGA West because everything they say there has to be under story by credit, me.
Absolutely.
If you are in the Pinkertons, contact me right now.
So without further ado, here is our treatment, our pitch deck for a film that we are calling, story credit, Chris Wade, a film credit story that we are calling The Daughter's Meatballs. So I'm just gonna read you here, this is just imagine the back of the VHS tape. You know, you're walking around a VHS store, you walk around a video store, I mean probably two of you in this audience who will actually remember that experience.
Goddamn children with your Blu-ray discs.
Yeah, nowadays, you're probably walking around the App Store.
Not one of y'all had the experience of having to think, should I rewind it before I return it to the video store? Knowing that I will incur a 50-cent charge if I don't? None of y'all know that.
I always liked the guys who rented a PS2 from Blockbuster every week. That's just one of the most foolhardy financial decisions you can make.
Yeah, it's like renting furniture.
Yeah.
So here is the copy I've written for the back of the VHS tape plot description. Single dad and popular New York State Governor Michael Romo seemingly has it all. Soaring approval ratings, a loving family, and an active dating life. Until it all becomes unspooled when an obsessed and dangerous columnist ingratiates herself into his family, social, and political life following a Me Too allegation. Governor Romo is accused of sexual harassment during a team-building exercise with his staff where a number of female aides accused him of getting too handsy during an Aikido seminar. Other women begin to come forward and accuse the governor. In crisis mode, he turns to his brother, a prominent cable news anchor, and PR whiz Kate Tish, who advises him to make his family life and profile as a single dad of a daughter more accessible to the media. Enter deranged columnist Heather Chaikin, a Romo orbiter who has longed for such access from afar. When Heather is chosen to write a puff piece sympathetic profile of Romo, she begins a disturbing game of intimidation and psychosexual cat and mouse as she works to become his daughter wife. All right. So we have here we have this fully plotted out 3-act structure. We're going to take you with it. We have some scenes written. It's casted. So enter our mind palace. Just like we will create for you in your minds. You are like going to be in the cinema right now. The lights have come down. You are watching The Daughter's Meatballs.
I'm a cool dude in loose mood. You know that.
That's Andrew Cuomo.
One more time.
I'm a cool dude in loose mood. You know that.
Yeah.
Act 1. We open on a walk and talk as popular New York Governor Michael Romo, played by
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
We've all noticed how much these two resemble each other.
It's uncanny.
This is also a little Easter egg for all the fans out there in our Sadukar Legion. You are the Emperor's death troops here tonight. So, popular New York State Governor Michael Romo heads to his weekly press conference / PowerPoint presentation. He is trailed by his brain trust, which includes his brother, Johnny Romo, played by Henry Cavill. See, I mean, this is the hard part about casting this film. Because when you're going to cast two characters based on the Cuomo brothers, you have to come up with who are the two most handsome men in the world. Yeah. And then when you cast the Chris Cuomo character, you have to think up who's even more handsome than Michael Cuomo or Andrew Cuomo. The answer is no one. But yes, played by Henry Cavill, a popular cable news anchor. Also, trailing him is PR and communications whiz and all-around boss bitch baddie, Kate Tish, played by Rose Byrne.
This is basically the Liz Smith character.
You could say that. I think that'd be a fair assessment to make. I mean, this is genius casting because they do. I mean, this is uncanny right here.
You could almost see Rose in an Austin City Limits ringer tee.
Okay. And, of course, his beloved daughter, Lisa Romo, and her boyfriend. Lisa Romo, played by Sally Draper, the boyfriend played by Mikey Miles. Now, I have to let you know, this is a last-minute change in casting on my part. Originally, the part of Lisa Romo's boyfriend, the character of Lisa Romo's boyfriend, his name is Jughead Jones, and he would be played by the guy who plays Jughead Jones on Riverdale. But in this movie, the boyfriend is just Jughead from the Archie comics. But in our movie, he will now be. We fired the Jughead actor and replaced him with Mikey Miles.
More authenticity.
And like I said, this is a night for New York. Who better than just a kid from New York? And of course, the head, also in the brain trust, trailing him to the press conference, is the head of his New York State Trooper Praetorian Guard, Rawls from The Wire. Romo has been holding weekly press conferences to great acclaim since the beginning of a plague that has been ravaging the country. However, today's press conference will be the crowning achievement of his administration: the announcement of the success of his signature program, Nursing Home Order 66. Through the implication of Romo's dynamic response teams of people sent to nursing homes to cough on the elderly, conjoined with new programs to pass around kazoos, encourage the elderly to play spin the bottle, and announcing the winner of the Senior Spit Challenge will win a cruise vacation with other seniors, the elderly viral spreading population of New York State has been reduced to near zero. Indeed, the great state of New York has stopped the spread, flattened the curve, and is full of youthful vigor again. Romo opens the press conference, as he does all of them, by leading his congregation of the press in the official New York State mantra. It goes like this: we are New York. We are New Yorkers. We are trans. We are Muslim. We are Jewish. We are black. We are the Knicks, Rangers, Islanders, Yankees, Mets, Nets, Giants, Jets, and Bills. That was supposed to be a bigger applause line.
Bing bong.
We are
bong.
we are the New York.
Bing bong.
We are New York, and we are all gay. Thank you. Romo announces the success of Order 66 and celebrates with a performance of the latest dynamite musical parody from popular YouTube sensation Andy Sunshine, played by Josh Gad.
Gad provides the grunts and squeals of Andy Sunshine.
If your movie doesn't have Gad, good luck at the box office.
America can't stop gorging on Gad.
Andy Sunshine's latest musical parody? Well, it's to the tune of Master of the House from Les Mis. And it goes a little something like this. Welcome the press, isn't this great? To meet the best governor of all the states. As for the rest, all of them dopes won't kill the elderly for their votes. Seldom do you see honest men like he, a gent of good intent, who's content to be master of the state, doling out kazoos, a competent executive who knows a thing or two, cooking up the sauce, gives a little stir. Of this governor, you could say I'm a connoisseur. Everybody laughs. By the way, if there are some Les Mis fans in the house tonight, you're in for a treat. This will be the first of several. Everybody laughs and adores Andy Sunshine. Before we go much further, we'd like to now go. We'd now like to do a scene that we've prepared here. This is a scene of Romo and his team. This is Governor Romo, Kate Tish, and Johnny Romo devising their incredible and successful plans for New York State. So in this scene, Governor Romo will be played by Felix. Johnny Romo will be played by Matt, and I will be reading the part of Kate Tish.
I will read the stage direction. Sweeping orchestral music, West Wing style.
I need the 10 most crowded nursing homes in the state on a piece of paper, and I need them yesterday.
I got you, big bro. We did a report on a few overpopulated ones last year. I'll get my line producer, the one who sort of looks like a perfect 24-year-old Catherine Bell, but with a wider mouth, actually. You expect her to be taller based on pictures because she's really narrow hips, but you meet her and she's like 5'2", which is fine because she has the perfect teardrop-shaped pear you've seen on an art student, actually.
Yes, ask her. If she's the one I'm thinking of, actually, she sort of has, hair that's brown like a red-wrapped Lindor chocolate. And her toes, they actually point inward. And yes, like you said, the teardrops. I was actually wondering, is those age?
Hey, ground control to Major Tards. You're two of the realest, most authentic, and punk rock pairs of brothers I've ever worked with. But right now, we've got to focus up. The longer we talk about teardroppers, the longer this thing goes on.
A beat.
Kate is right. If we want Excelsior results, we need Excelsior actions. Kate, get me the full Ginsburg. I'm announcing a mandatory prom for every senior in our state. We're going to commandeer National Guard troop transports and Ospreys to bring them all to Madison Square Garden, and we're going to close every window in the building.
Holy fucking fuck. Fuck my inside shitballs. You magnificent motherfucking bastard and a half.
That's why he's my bro. What do you say we get the deucing chamber ready so it's warm for us by midnight?
Let her rip, Johnny.
Finn.
Scene.
Now,
Okay. You may have heard a phrase there that we go, "What's up? What's that?"
yeah, what is the deucing chamber?
What is the deucing chamber?
What is the deucing chamber?
It's sort of like, who is John Galt? This is a question that our film poses. And it's the first of many hard left turns that this film takes. But essentially, in the sort of alternate history vision of New York that we're portraying, essentially the seat of all power held by the governor of New York and essentially all state politics in New York flows from something called the deucing chamber. It is within the governor's mansion, and it's a sacred sanctum in which brothers fuck the same woman together in guy-girl
It's
threesomes.
true. Yep.
There's a long history of it in New York State.
Yes. The deucing chamber, it was originally built by DeWitt Clinton with money appropriated from the Erie Canal. And it was in the deucing chamber where DeWitt and his uncle George created Uncle Magic for the first time. In the 1820s, the anti-Masonic Party campaigned on a slogan of "Open the deucing chamber," amid fears that it was being used for disgusting Illuminati rituals and not wholesome sibling three-ways. Al Smith became the first Catholic to deuce in the chamber, and FDR added a wheelchair ramp. Nelson Rockefeller authorized the storming of Attica while Eiffel Towering Barbara Walters with his brother Winthrop.
Is this true? I mean, it's only through fiction that you can really tell
I wrote
truth.
it down.
Yeah.
That means it's true.
I want you to keep this in mind. History is written by the winners. How does that apply here? I don't know. History is written by the brother, who is also there.
Yep.
Back to the film. I mean, with that crucial context, the plot of this movie will begin to take shape. So, in the back of the press scrum at the Order 66 press conference, we see a dowdy and shrewish woman rocking back and forth and mouthing the words of the New York State prayer as she stares rapturously at her savior and the most handsome man in all of politics. She is Heather Chaykin, played by Kate Blanchett. A longtime Politico who made a name for herself by first sucking up to Republican politicians when the war on terror was a fun thing everyone enjoyed, then Democratic politicians after that all went off. She's currently a never-Trumper who has outlived her usefulness to Romo and all other national Democrats. She is Romo's #1 fan. Early in the film, we set up a juxtaposition between the life of Romo, who is handsome, well-liked, and has the world at his fingertips, probably going to be president someday, and Heather's. Her life is squalid and miserable, an endless parade of cable news green rooms and articles for which he is given the high hat at every opportunity. Meanwhile, Romo is riding high. He's the most innovative governor of all time. The only thing he loves more than the great state of New York is finger-cuffing women with his brother inside the deucing chamber, deep inside the governor's mansion. Now, you know, if you are a film producer or someone from A24 tonight, you're probably wondering, you know, what does every film need? An inciting incident. In this movie, the inciting incident is when Romo is accused of doing Me Too shit. A former aide goes public with allegations that Romo got handsy during a team-building Aikido seminar and goes in crisis mode with his war counsel. His brother, Liz Smith, and his daughter, who assures him, "I love you. I love the way you talk to my friends. They all like you and think you're cool." Kate Tish, of course, who is no stranger to scandal. Indeed, she was once involved with the former New York governor, whose administration was destroyed by a baby piss-play diaper-changing scandal. Because she's been through the scandal ringer, she has a brilliant idea. Enlist sycophantic column gremlin Heather Chaykin to write a sympathetic puff piece on Romo, centering him as a single father of a loving daughter. Invite her to the governor's mansion, endure her for a few hours, and reap the earned media. Romo grudgingly accepts. Which brings us, of course, to the centerpiece of the first act, the spaghetti and meatball dinner.
You know, I gotta say, it does look like they finished their spaghetti and meatballs.
There's still a
ton of spaghetti and meatballs in the middle of the table.
Yeah, that's like 4 servings
Yeah,
of
but
meatballs.
the plates are clean. I'm sorry.
Well, she should have said clean plate club, and then, I know hindsight is 2020.
I'm just like, it's the reason this tweet stuck with me so much is it's the conjunction of both the tweet and the reply, because this photo is so unnerving to me. It says something about Cuomo's absolutely vacant half grin. It is so fucking. This is like Sunday dinner at the Overlook Hotel. They've always finished their spaghetti and meatballs.
Now that it's all blown up, the cater table in the back left of it that is like completely empty. It's like they're having dinner at a wedding they didn't attend.
Wait a minute, there's only one. I just did the math. There's only one boyfriend.
Yeah.
There's just him.
Yeah.
And there's a meatball on his fucking plate. I don't know what to believe in anymore.
Your daughter, Mr. Cuomo, is attempting to bring in an outside party. A boyfriend. So Chaikin is invited to Sunday dinner, Romo style. After years of replying to him on Twitter and singing his praises on cable TV, she is finally getting to peer behind the veil and join her favorite family. Romo, his daughter, and her boyfriend gird themselves for a severely unpleasant evening. They are totally unprepared for what is about to happen to them all. Chaikin intensely wants to be part of the Romo family. She is on the same page regarding Romo's claims that he would never touch the butt of a female staffer, even when showing her how to disarm an attacker who's, attacking her from behind. Attempting to put a gun to her head from behind, sometimes you would need to touch someone's butt to show them how to properly disarm someone who's holding a gun to your head from behind. But this is what the team building exercise was for. But she is overly familiar and makes inappropriate comments throughout the night. She asks to feel Romo's muscles. Ask the daughter's boyfriend to do a keto on her. Ask Lisa Romo if she uses pads or tampons. And of course, slurps down her spaghetti and meatballs. I'm a woman who loves to clean her plate, she winks at Romo. She wants to help. She states any woman would love to be hip-tossed or elbow-locked by the most handsome and powerful man in America. She keeps dropping hints about wanting a personal tour of the deucing chamber. Romo wants the night to be over more than anything and assures her that we're all one big team, like a baseball team, and you're in my bullpen. I'll call you up when I need a closer. Chaikin leaves, writes the article, which delivers on Kate Tish's promise of a sympathetic portrait, a glossy portrait of a loving father who loves his spaghetti and would never grope a woman. Although the article also subtly implies that the boyfriend isn't worthy of spaghetti and meatballs and claims that his muscles are too small. So, moving now into our second written scene. This is the spaghetti and meatballs dinner scene. So, in this scene, let's see. Governor Romo will once again be played by Felix. I will be reading Lisa Romo, and Matt will be reading Heather Chaikin.
Heather, I'm so sorry that Jughead couldn't make it. I wanted you to have the full Romo Sunday dinner experience after all.
Oh, Dad. I'm sure she's pretty well acquainted with it by now after all those press conferences.
Both chuckle.
Governor, there's nothing in the world you or your incandescent family could do that would let me down.
Beat.
Lisa, Heather is writing a new profile of me and the family.
Dope! Usually, I think the media can be kind of chuggy. It used to be with our dad. They were giving extreme guy who ghosts you and then begs to let you be let back in energy. But you're seriously our oomphy.
I'm your oopie? That's one step below sister, but I'll take it.
Beat.
Lisa, don't you have something to announce? A juicy exclusive for Heather's article here?
Kiss, 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 kiss. Well, I wanted to save it for our Christmas cards, but I thought, what with everything that's been going on this year and Dad showing his authentic self to the state, I owed it to everyone to show every part of me. So here goes. I am a sapiosexual. I am attracted to women, NBs, and yes, unfortunately, men.
If you can call Jughead that.
Dad, but not off looks, on the basis of his intelligence.
Oh, mazel tov, Lisa. But it's a lucky thing Michael is your dad, then. Otherwise, you'd be love drunk every day you're here.
That's very nice to say, Heather, but I think there are a lot of great New Yorkers her age that more than fit that bill. Plus, our friends in the legislature might not quite agree with you.
They're scum who need to be dealt with. Anyone who stands in your way stands in the way of Excelsior.
A beat. A loud buzzing cuts through the silence.
And just as I was about to admonish Lisa for looking at her phone, I got to take this, unfortunately. It will be quick. Kate is up my you-know-what about pardoning Jesse Lacey from Brand New.
Romo walks off. A few moments of silence pass between Heather and Kendall.
So, did the boyfriend have too many meatballs last time?
I'm sorry, did he what?
The boyfriend! So handsome! Such a nice smile! But he looked like he took all the meatballs.
Sorry, Felix's little screenplay dialogue here is most disgusting laugh you have ever heard in your life. I think he ate pretty much the same as everyone else.
Then why isn't he here?
It's just really stressful with what's going on in communities right now. He said he had to make sure his family in Riverdale was doing okay.
Well, if he's yanking your chain, he would be dealt with. And those would have been his last meatballs last week, because that's what sisters do.
Lisa can no longer hide her discomfort. Right at that moment, Governor Romo makes it back to the table.
Can you believe that the son of a governor, just another kid from New York, is going to pardon Long Island legend Jesse Lacey?
Scene. Which leads us into Act 2. Sometime later, after the spaghetti and meatballs debacle, Lisa Romo and her friends are out partying at House of Yes in Bushwick. When who should serendipitously run into them but Heather Chaikin? She is dressed exactly like Lisa was at dinner. She assumes they are friends because her dad told her she was his closer. She offers them Molly and aggressively presses the issue until Lisa and her friends relent and drink Molly water with this extremely unsettling woman. They are unaware that Chaikin has surreptitiously filmed their drug experience for her Finsta. After Chaikin's article, she won't stop calling the governor's office and telling them that she's on the team. What's worse, another former aide has come forward, this time alleging that the governor made her eat hot dogs in front of him and his brother on the Coney Island Wonder Wheel. Quote, he kept saying, I could be the next Joey Chestnut, but much prettier. Despite getting the brush off from Romo's office, Chaikin takes it upon herself to write another column attacking the hot dog woman in unsparing terms, digging into her personal life. It blows up in Team Romo's face. His approval ratings are dropping, and yet another dozen women have come forward, alleging that Johnny and Mike Romo made them do a tug of war and then assigned each of them letter grades based on, quote, how hard they pulled. Facing a blizzard of bizarre and confounding allegations compounded by the increasingly unhinged and embarrassing antics of Chaikin, Governor Romo tries telling Heather that he never asked her to attack his accusers and politely declines to give her a piggyback ride. Furious, Heather claims she won't be ignored and that he's treating her like someone who doesn't finish their meatballs. Heather then pulls her trump card and threatens to reveal his daughter's drug habits unless she is given access to the deucing chamber and is allowed to become roommates with his daughter and join his administration. Terrified for his family and with his life spinning out of control, Romo wants to protect his daughter and relents, letting Chaikin move into his inner circle. However, this means he is unable to double-team women with his brother, and as a result, his administration flounders and presidential dreams circle the drain. However, Romo tasks the head of his Praetorian deucing guard, Rawls from The Wire, with looking into Chaikin on the low. At the same time, Lisa's boyfriend, Jughead Jones, breaks up with her and moves back to Riverdale because this has all just gotten too weird for him. To make matters worse, Kate Tish, in an attempt to downplay the tug-of-war allegations, makes an ill-advised Xanax tweet that references the deucing chamber and lets slip that Johnny Romo diverted campaign funds to arrange deucing liaisons and used his contacts in the media to cover it up. The New York State Attorney General announces that she is looking into impeachment against the governor for improper use of the state's sacred DP facilities. When it rains, it pours. Longtime ally Andy Sunshine releases a new but deeply misguided Romo parody song, Penetration, which of course is sung to the tune of Confrontation from Les Mis, which I will attempt to do now.
All right, I will be... Will is going to be the part of the Attorney General investigating the deucing scandal, and I will be singing the part of Jean Valjean / Governor Michael Romo.
I don't know how we're going to do the parts where we sing over each other, but let's just...
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
I believe in you guys. I think you can do it.
Okay.
Here I am. I'm as Javert / Attorney General. Romo, at last we see each other plain. Monsieur Governor, you'll get some different brain.
Before you say another word, AG, before you chain me up like a slave again, listen to me, there's someone I must do. This woman leaves behind a surviving mom. Also, me and my brother want to hit. In mercy's name, 3 holes are all we need. Then I'll resign, I pledge my word. Then I'll resign.
You must think me mad. I've hunted you across the years. Men like you can never change. Woman fucked by 2.
Believe of me, what you will.
Men like you.
There's a senior who I'm sworn to kill.
Men like you can never change.
You know nothing of our pipe.
No uncut and 6'1".
All I did was smell some hair.
My duties to the state.
You know nothing of these girls.
You have no rights. Come with me.
They think it's cool I text their friends.
Come with me, uncut and 6'1".
But not before I see my brother bust.
Now the state has turned you down. Mike Romo is nothing now.
I am warning you, AG.
Dare you talk to me of vibes?
We saw you from across this bar.
Oh, there's a brother with me yet.
No, you're...
And how this isn't gay. Wait.
Yeah. There's a brother with me yet.
Every man does this shit.
My place is really fun.
Every man must host or pay.
I am warning you, AG.
You know nothing of AG. I was born inside a club.
I'll do anything but be.
I was born with scum like you.
If I have to do it here, I'll do what must be done.
I have seen the brothers deuce.
And this I swear to you tonight.
There's no place for you to hide.
Your Mima will die in senior care.
Wherever you may hide away.
And I will toss her in a ditch.
Both, I swear to you, I will be there. As long as we're on the subject of just sibling threesome-related Les Mis parodies, I mean, another one did come to me, and it goes a little something like this. Look down, you'll see your brother there. Look down, don't look him in the eye.
I had a beautiful mind style breakdown trying to find a way to make stars about Brother Deucing. I hallucinated an entire life for myself in 3 days.
I just can we give it up for Will and Felix for doing that? Did they miss? Did they both do that shit so well? Come on.
Javert is my favorite character from Les Mis, and I think the true hero of the story, because the rules apply to everyone.
Yeah. You ever think about how the bread that Valjean stole, like someone who worked could have had that bread, and they couldn't get any bread that day?
Totally. What's Les Mis? What is that? I don't know. I literally have no idea what these people are talking about. I'm cool.
It's a musical based on the novel Les Miserables by Victor Hugo.
Oh, okay. Sounds like nerd shit. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
actually,
It's sort of like the coolest story and musical ever created.
Yeah, people actually say Victor Hugo was the first rapper.
Victor Hugo is the original NBA young boy.
Yeah. A lot of people say that.
Okay, back to the film. After Andy Sunshine's huge bungle, Heather watches all of this, and she can't bear to see the downfall of her husband/father. She can't bear to see him betrayed, and she takes it upon herself to deal with this problem. After all, she is the closer, and it's time to close out a few accounts. Thus begins Act 3. In the next of several hard left turns that this movie has already taken, Chaykin begins a killing spree. She has a list, and Andy Sunshine, Kate Tish, and Johnny Romo are all on it. First up is Kate Tish. Chaykin writes a fake suicide note taking blame for what the media has dubbed Deucing Gate. Tish and her current boyfriend, CEO of BadassSportsGambling.com, turn up dead in what appears to be a murder-suicide. Next is Johnny Romo. Unable to share women with his brother, he is on Raya nonstop and falls right into Chaykin's honeypot. She has created a profile of a woman who looks like his brother, which Johnny can't resist. She arranges a meeting and kills him for betraying his brother and embarrassing her family. Yes, of course. Next up,
There's squibs in both the, John Wick-esque killing spree scenes and also in the deucing scenes.
no, those aren't squibs. Those are 100% real-ass ropes. Then, finally, Andy Sunshine is shot with a high-power rifle as he rides through Times Square in an open-top Lincoln Continental. The nation mourns.
This is going to be, great films are controversial. I think it will be tough for Americans to watch the most beloved and respected man in America, Josh Gad, be depicted as dying on screen. But I think it creates the kind of buzz that you at A24 are looking for.
He will provide his own grunts and squeals.
Without the power of brothers sharing women, New York State descends into anarchy. Old people roam free and spread their deadly plague. In a last-ditch effort to save his administration, Romo legalizes dog fighting, but it doesn't help. Bereft and mourning the loss of his brother, closest aide, and Josh Gad, Romo considers resigning to spend more time with his daughter and her friends. But Heather won't have it. She demands that he fire his daughter and make her his heir and new deucing partner. Romo has hit rock bottom. It is at this moment his loyal soldier Rawls from The Wire reveals to him what he has discovered about Chaykin. She is not just a dopey columnist, but a former Mossad wetworks agent who is disavowed by the agency for stalking Ehud Barak and then setting him up by arranging him for him to travel via a certain private jet. Floored that he has been entrapped by this Black Widow, Romo launches a plan to turn the tables on her. Holding one last brilliant press conference in PowerPoint, Romo goes all in, announcing his resignation and revealing to the public Heather's depredations. Proudly taking ownership of spending money on DPs with his brother for the good of the state, and accusing Heather of being in the pocket of the Let the Elderly Live lobby. He reads a letter that Andy Sunshine wrote to him before being assassinated. It says that if I am ever killed, I want everyone to know it wasn't you. He is hailed as a hero as he denounces this evil woman who has destroyed what was once the greatest state in America. Quote, she has brought us down to the level of Ohio. But we will rise like a phoenix, looking directly into the camera. Heather, I'm talking to you. I don't like you, never have, and you will never deuce women with me like my brother used to do. He is hailed as a hero, but Chaykin now has nothing to lose as the walls close in on her. She vows revenge and lets Romo know she's coming for him, and there is nowhere to hide. Romo and his daughter seal themselves in the safest place in all of New York State, the deucing chamber. As Rawls from The Wire and 40 of his most loyal state troopers guard the governor's mansion. Here's where the movie takes its final hard left turn. The climax of the film is Chaykin killing 40 state troopers in a massacre reminiscent of the end of *Malignant*, if any of you have seen that film. She cuts a bloody swath through them and confronts Michael and Lisa Romo, telling them if she can't be in their family, they will be a family together in death. She ties them down and prepares to end their lives. Romo pretends to see the light and says that he wants to join her in deucing Valhalla and begs for one last request, a last meal of fentanyl-laced spaghetti and meatballs to send them all to heaven together. Chaykin obliges and feeds them the opiate pasta and chows down herself. Clean plate club. Little does she know, Romo has tricked her. He and his entire family have been taking Fent every day because it helps them run the greatest state in America, and they deserve it. And then as a result, they have built up an extremely high tolerance, and the pasta and meatballs barely fade them. Chaykin falls out. The remaining New York State troopers who are left standing after the horrible massacre converge on the governor's mansion and save Romo and his daughter. However, Chaykin's body strangely disappears from the morgue. Cut to 2 months later. Romo has been vindicated. The people of New York forgive him, and it ends in total vindication. We're sorry. All the women apologize to him, and we all agree he beat COVID by ripping the Band-Aid off. The movie ends with the people, the media, and the government of New York joining together to serenade Governor Michael Romo to "Do you hear the people singing the songs of angry men? There is a world about to start when tomorrow comes. Will you join in our crusade?" Will you give all that you can so that our banner may advance? It is the music of the people who will not be slaves again. No, New York State will never be enslaved again by the elderly, thanks to Michael Romo. Aha! But do you think that beautiful moment of all New York State serenading our wonderful governor who's been proved correct and everyone apologizing to him for doing him wrong is the end of the movie? No. A24, you're listening? What's the hot thing? Post-credit sequence. Here we go. Post-credit sequence. Here's the stinger. Newly elected New York City Mayor Eric Adams is dancing the night away at the Sugar Hill Club on Nostrand Avenue in the historic Bedford-Stuyvesant neighborhood of Brooklyn. Dancing and enjoying himself, who should approach him but Heather Chaykin in full Rachel Dolezal mode. "Are you gonna buy me a Hennessy, Mr. Mayor? A new game begins." That is our new mayor. That was the daughter's Meatballs.
Wow.